After 10 weeks of racing, we now get set to see who is going to be fighting for a championship proper and who will be sent packing. Welcome to the final race of the regular series season and to today's running of the 10th seasonal 4G2 Designs 200 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway of the OMSRL Cup Series. My name is Old Ramble alongside Jonathan Ocasio. We're bringing you all of racing action from start to finish here on Tuesday night. Jonathan, 10 races in. It feels like just yesterday that this season got kicked off, and yet already we are getting set to enter a 5-race chase for the Cup. After tonight, the top 10 of the points will be reset, and it is bound to be a thrilling journey to see who will be in and who will be out after 200 miles.
I know it's a very cliche saying, Nolan, but, you know, when you have fun, time flies by, and that's exactly what I think we've seen. That this season has gone by so quick, and these drivers who are in the top 10 that you could see in the points will be fighting for the championship these next couple of rounds. So these drivers have been working their butts off to get into the top 10, and they're going to be working their butts off once again to be fighting for the championship.
Ryan Dingler, Connor LaFrance, Albert Williams, all locked in on points. Holden McGill, reasonably close up there. He can be considered more or less locked in as well once he starts this race. Michael Robinson, the first driver at risk, along with Austin Gaccione, Bear Morton, Justin Ray, Tyler Grinnell, and Grant Peterson. And then, of course, you looked at the drivers trying to fight their way in. James Silver was only 1 point out. From there on down, gets a little bit more tricky. Trevor McLaughlin, 7, make that 18 points out. Stefan Purcell, he is looking to be 21 points out of the gap, which is going to make this even more tricky the further down you go in this list. But that said, with a 30-plus car field here this afternoon, lots of opportunities for some of those drivers to screw up and open up the door for other drivers to make their way into the final spots.
Yeah, exactly, Nolan, especially for James Silver, who's only 1 point behind to get into the top 10. So I think McCollin as well in the number 2 has a good chance of getting in. It's just, even though you are in the top 10, you may be solidified in the points. It's still bringing home a good result and not trying to stress yourself out that you could get knocked out in this last round.
We will, of course, be racing into the evening. The track temp at the top of practice was around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it is down to 73, and that is going to continue to cool as the sun sets below the horizon here. With only 2.5 minutes to go before racing actually gets kicked off here this afternoon. I mean, what do you think we're going to see tonight? Because this is one of the biggest fields that these guys have ever fielded at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it is also the 10th time they've gone racing there. It's one of the tracks this league's most familiar with. And yet, only one driver has gotten a repeat win in all that time.
With a big field like that, I think there's always a good chance of a new winner every single time out. And I think the racing is going to be really good. I've seen these guys drive a handful of times already, and they drive extremely well. Very talented drivers in the field. And who knows? Maybe there will be another repeat winner tonight, and I think it'd be kind of cool to see something like that.
The only driver with repeat wins is Hunter Thrower. However, he is not present this afternoon. Other drivers with wins looking to go for repeats tonight, you got to include Grant Peterson, Spencer Madden, Gage Teff, David Farmer, and Cole Fraley. Other drivers that haven't gotten wins are Matt Rucci and Michael Kenner. Neither of them are here, though, this afternoon, which means you got yourself, 6 different drivers in the field right now trying to go for their first repeat win, and then everybody else just trying to get there first. The drivers that are hungry to get those first repeat wins, though, here this afternoon, in fact, their first ones in general, going to be Bear Morton and Sean Kaiser. They've both competed in all 9 races here, and they're going to make it 10 this afternoon. Neither of them have gotten wins. Bear Morton with 3 top 5s to his name, Sean Kaiser with 2. Wouldn't it be something to see one of them finally break that curse and get the win this afternoon?
I'll tell you one thing, getting a win after a long time always feels amazing. It's definitely something special. So for a driver who has a quote-unquote curse on them, to get a win is definitely going to be something huge for them. So it would be cool to see one of those drivers come across the line, but I think the experience of some of the drivers who have been in the front a lot more and have won the race and not with a curse on their back, I think we'll see also be in the front as well.
Just 17 seconds to go before qualifying is brought to a close. Only one driver currently out on the racetrack. That is Justin Wilson, trying to get one lap in at the buzzer. However, I don't believe he's going to be able to make it around in time. So the checker flag is going to fall. Justin Wilson is unfortunately going to miss it, and that will then take us to what we can expect to see your starting grid here this afternoon. You got yourself 32 cars getting set to grid on up for 133 laps of racing, 200 miles about to kick off from America's home for motorsport. Starting with pole position, it's Sean Kaiser looking for that first win. He is alongside Ryan Dingler for Badger Stars Motorsports, alongside him on the front row of the grid. Row number 2, bring it up for Tyler Greneau. He is alongside James Silvers in number 4, with the likes of Albert Williams back there in 5th, Bear Morton down in 6th, looking for his first win at Charlotte. 7th and 8th, it's Austin Gancione alongside Brandon Thayer with row 10. Make that row 5. Close out the top 10, it's Andrew Maybach and Gage Taft.
And as we look through the next row, we have Connor James LaFrance in the number 7 for Badger Star Motorsports. And in P12, we have Spencer Madden in the number 6. Following right behind him, we have the 51 of Austin McColgan in the 51. And we have Cole Freilich in the car chaser number 15. And in 15 and 16, we have the 20 of Cody Anderson from Team Cornerstone. And the 87 of Tyler Herbert. And then following position, now in 17 and 18, we have 30 of Justin Ray. And in the 52, we have Grant Peterson. And to wrap out your top 20, we have Jeremiah Hobbs for Midwest Motorsports and the 57 of Stephen Purcell.
Moving on down and into the back third of the grid, Matt Gretner brings it up in 21st alongside Holden McGill, looking to see if he can't get another win under his belt here at Charlotte. Maxwell Cole brings it up 23rd alongside Robert Peterson in 24th. Jacob Noyes down in 25th. Trevor McLaughlin down in 26th. Row 14, Noah Osbaldiston brings it up in 27th. He's alongside Michael Robinson in 28th. Brett Rucker bringing up the rear in 29th alongside Terrell Wheeler. And then it is going to be Colton Hefner and Justin Wilson bringing up the rear of the field. 0.6 of a second separate top to bottom. It is a tightly packed together grid this afternoon, and that's how you know this type of a race is going to be a thriller here this afternoon.
It's definitely going to be a thriller. The temps are nice and refreshing for drivers, and the lights are going to come on in the beautiful state of North Carolina in Charlotte. I have been there before to race at the kart track that's actually there, and I'm not the biggest fan of the kart track, but everything else around it is very, very beautiful. I think it's going to be a beautiful day for racing as we see some drivers inside the pit as the 67, 69, and 38. So a little bit, maybe some issues for maybe an EOL for these guys to start the race, but they got 135 laps, 200 miles of racing, so this is going to be very exciting. I'm super excited.
Well, we're going to have to hustle if we want to catch up to the tail of the pace line before we go green here. I think Colton Hefner and Noah Osbaldiston may have had a few troubles trying to get those cars up to fire, but now we make our way to turn numbers 3 and 4. Sean Kaiser, a driver that has raced here 9 times, has never stood atop the podium. Today, he will look to lead this pack of 32 to green. It is one of the biggest fields that the OMSRL Cup Series has had in its long history. And we're going to get set to see who's going to be finishing this one off in about an hour and a half as they're going to make their way into the Active Park Restart Zone. Happy you're joining us here on Tuesday night as it's time to go from Charlotte. Boy, fanning out 3 wide already as they cruise down into turn numbers 3 and 4. Did not take these guys long to get the elbows out. Ryan Dingler making an early jump to the race lead. He will lead the opening lap of the night. And it is Bear Morton picking up the number 2. Sorry, James Silver's picking up the number 2 spot. Sean Kaiser third, Morton in 4th. And we've got lap 1 officially in the books.
It is lap 1, and these guys are looking really racy. You see even some drivers hitting the wall. They are trying to use every every inch of the track, every centimeter of the track, which is what they're supposed to be doing. I have a really good friend of mine. He said that if he bought the track, he's using every single inch of it, and that's exactly what these drivers are doing today. As we are now on lap 3 here, we have finished 2 laps, and you can see people are already starting to run the high line. They're trying to set themselves up for good track positions for the pit stops and so on. And I think we see a little bit of three-wide action with, I think that may be Freilich and then number 15 going side by side with the 7 and the 45. A little bit of a Tyler Reddick car right there with Austin Gaglione. And they're still going side by side 3 wide. And I think the 45 kind of backed out, and now we have Cole Freilich moving up 2 more spots.
Yeah, Cole Freilich dinged off the wall on the exit of turn 2 that last time by. Was lucky not to come off the wall directly down into the drivers behind him. Don't often see 3 wide at this racetrack. It is not the widest mile and a half in the world. And in fact, this mile and a half track, this intermediate facility, one of actually the narrowest that NASCAR has to offer, and that's what makes the challenge here so unique time after time and again. Deeper in the field, Austin McColgan to Tyler Hurl, but they're looking to exchange a few blows as they cruise down to the turn numbers 1 and 2. Look at McColgan push over the inside. That was one of the talking points. Tight, tight, tight. And McColgan has to lift out to avoid slamming Tyler Hurl into the outside wall.
Yeah, you guys can get really racy. You can see these guys are being very aggressive early on, but at the same time, you have to, if you're the driver that's going to be getting passed, you have to realize it's still a long race. You don't want to get into an incident this early on, especially for, this is a staple race for these drivers, so they would definitely like to finish this. Oh, as we see a little bit of sideways action.
Conor LaFrance going around. What a save. Kept that car out of the fence. But they're not going to keep it out of the fence behind, as into the wall hard goes Justin Wilson, and he's going to take Terrell Wheeler with him. Caution number 1 on just the 6th lap of this race. It was a fantastic save up front.
It really was. It really was.
And yet it falls apart at the tail end. Take a look, and we'll see if we can't dissect what happened from the tail end of the field here. So there's all the smoke from Conor LaFrance, and you can see the field starting to check up. Can't tell who that is that's sideways on the inside, but I think all of this just kind of made drivers nervous, and the Wheeler comes down the track trying to avoid the car in front of him and just cleans the 50 out.
Yeah. Someone's spotter was not working, but at the same time, y'all are checking up, and it definitely makes things a little more chaotic, but you got to be aware of your surroundings. That's for sure.
Drivers often are not looking that attentively to what's around them when it comes to these types of situations, as you kind of caught the tail end of it there, and then, of course, there's the big lick up into the outside wall.
I do want to see the save by LaFrance, though. That was very, very well done from him. May have been a little bit of a Code Brown moment as we are riding on board with him right now. He's going on the outside of the 64, going into turn number 1, which does have that bump on entry, and I think he just got tagged from a car behind. And both of them actually managed to save it and continue going. So, well done from those drivers to keep the wheel going straight.
Few drivers coming down pit road in the opening caution flag of the afternoon. Those drivers being McLaughlin, Purcell, Rucker, and no surprise, Wilson and Wheeler in as well. Most of this just for early race damage repairs here. Stefan Purcell going for a fuel top off here. What do you make of this one?
I just say top off on fuel. You can definitely try to go a little bit longer now. On your stint, you may be a little bit of a disadvantage, maybe later in the run with the older tires while people get new, but if you're already in the back, I think making a very strategic strategy call like that is definitely going to be really well done for him in the end.
Taking another look, this is from up high. And you're watching for the 81 of Tyler Granot down to the inside. He's going to get tight behind in the dirty wake of the 64. And both of them nearly go spinning around, and then it's all back here where you see drivers starting to stack up, and there's the contact that puts Justin Wilson into the outside wall. Not a hard, not necessarily a hard impact for Wheeler in particular. He could get away with that.
Yeah, I mean, Conor LaFrance had a little bit of damage, but I think iRacing just kind of fixed his bumper for him. So he was able to continue going. And luckily, both those drivers, I think it was the 43 and the 50, they were able to continue going. So, which is good for them. Their night is not ruined on lap 5. so they're able to continue going and enjoy the rest of this race that they have.
So the field gonna gear up to go racing once again. 2x2 wide, and it is Ryan Dingler alongside Albert Williams. Two drivers that are already locked into the chase. Now, do you think that means that these guys are going to be a little bit more cordial with each other, knowing that they're both locked in, or do you think they're going to race even more aggressively because they're both locked in and they have nothing to lose?
I don't really know. I think it's definitely going to be a mix between the both. I mean, we're racing drivers at the end of the day. We like showing our egos a little bit. We want to beat the other driver. But at the same time, I think there is going to be an aggressive race between these two, but I think they're both going to hold back their punches a tad bit more than what they may normally do, just because they just want to continue going and make sure they're actually fully solidified, because you never know what could happen in the race. So who knows?
Green flag coming out this time by. Stage 1 does not come to a close until the end of lap 47, so it is still a good distance away. Once again, the pack will work into the Echo Park restart zone. Green flag back into the air as we do battle from the Charlotte Motor Speedway once more.
Very good get-go from the front driver of Ryan Dingler. And I think the 22 Albert Williams actually end up losing another spot, but what a getaway from your leader, the number 16, as he already has almost a 4/10 gap by the end of lap 1. So his first lap for him is just all clean air. He can focus on getting his head right back into the zone and not have to worry about the drivers behind as of right now. But speaking of drivers behind, we have Cole Fralin as he moves up another position. I think he started a couple rows back, so really good drive from him so far, getting up into the 6th place position, trying to fight for a top 5, as we still see a lot of 2x2 formation here going into the back straight and the turn 3 and 4.
Oh man, the 45 Ossigacion chopping across the nose of the 51 of Austin McColgan, kind of almost send him for a big ride as Brandon Thayer up to the top side, trying to get a run going. Gage Teff resets, fastest lap of the race, 29.363 for him. Showing that, hey, I got a little pace as well that I can look to flex here. Speaking of flexing pace, how about 3 wide to the inside for Grant Peterson? One of the drivers trying to go for a repeat win at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Oh, and contact! That's not going to go his way as he is sliding into the infield grass. Still chasing the car. He's on a 4-tire slide now, trying to lock it down before he gets back to the racetrack. He's going to do just that, and we will not have a caution. We stay green.
Man, commentator's curse. And it's actually just real. It's just real. Yeah, it really needs to be real. But thankfully, we're still under green. I'm pretty sure the 52s wishes he had a little bit of a caution here, maybe getting back up. Grant Peterson trying to go for a back-to-back win, and right now it's just not looking his way. But we're only on lap 14, so a lot can still happen in the race. And I'm pretty sure a guy who has won this race, as we see another driver get sideways going down towards the apron. I think he saves it as well. So another amazing save from these drivers today of Tyler Gurneau in the 81. Great save from him. I think him and I think it was France earlier got into it. I think it was the drivers, if I remember. And just another amazing save once again.
Started to get a bit more single-filed out here as we get deeper and deeper into these runs. There you see Sean Kaiser right now in a fight with Brandon Thayer. Ryan Dingler's gap has stagnated around half a second or so. He's been unable to build any more advantage on James Silvers, who's been able to start to figure out what he's doing to get that good launch off of the restarts. Thayer still maintains the outside line on Sean Kaiser in the battle for 7th. And he's going to get around us, successfully clears to the top side of 1 and 2.
An amazing pass. The outside just carries that momentum all the way through. And I know when I'm racing here, I love Charlotte. I think I have the most oval wins here out of all the racing wins I have in my iRacing career. Granted, they were from Street Mini Stocks, which in my opinion is one of the best series in oval. And I wish Coke Series did Street Mini Stocks. But the outside lane here is unbelievably OP for some reason, just carrying the momentum through. And sometimes if you hit it correctly, like you can miss the bump, car won't get as disruptive as we see. I think that was Peterson trying to get by the 45 here around the outside, and he just carried the momentum through. As he's now trying to get a look on the 24. It was the 87. Sorry, I think I might have said 97. But as he gets through on the 45 and he moves up another position.
A little bit deeper. Maxwell Kroll under fire from Connor LaFrance. Terrell Wheeler also in the mix of this. So is Matt Grenier. And in the background of this one as well, Tyler Gano, the driver that got a little bit crossed up just a little while ago. And so they're going to keep on working this field. Greno tucks a line between Grenier and Purcell. And this battle towards the back of the field going to get single filed as well. I think after the initial melee to kick off this race, the first 6 laps, drivers have kind of remembered, hey, it's a really long race, but this is the longest race in terms of mileage that we have all season long. Let's just take this one a little bit easier. No need to be pushing it the envelope too much. Lights have just kicked on over Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Morton takes the inside away from Freilich.
Yeah, as soon as you said they're trying to fall back in a single file line, Morton just goes up the inside, gets back into the top 5, and now Cole Freilich is going to have to fall behind. And I think falling behind right now and just staying in the straight line is definitely going to be better for the strategy later on in the race. And on top of that as well, the people who are a little bit further back in that second group of cars, they need to start working together to catch the front, because if they're just going to be too busy racing, you're going to see that front pack start to disappear here. So I think now the drivers are trying to really think about the long-term goal here. I know it's only lap 20, but they're at least trying to get to the end of the stage and try to get some good points.
Cody Anderson has been absolutely wiped out somewhere along the road. Look at that, how much that car's leaning on the right front. He has had an absolutely horrendous impact somewhere on the racetrack. And as it comes around, you're going to see all that damage on the right front of the number 20. That wheel is almost completely disconnected from that car, and he's going to be forced to come down pit road as a result. Try to get a look on what has happened here to the driver, the number 20.
I will say, though, it is a very nice livery he has on the car. It definitely pops, and I'm a big fan of it. Just a shame that's we're going to see what happens. Here's one of the Gigi's cars.
That's Baldiston trying to go down the inside. Oh, he got him all right and just sent him into the outside wall. I have a feeling that was not a move that Baldiston should have made. He's been getting a bit aggressive, of course, as Baldiston took his first win of his OMS career back in Mexico City. But not something you want to be seeing a driver do this early on.
Definitely not, but I will say I think that a little more space could have been had. I think the car that got thrown into the wall came down pretty low. There wasn't enough space, but at the end of the day, it's between the two drivers to get through nice and clean, just like how we're seeing the 33 trying to make a pass on the 15. Actually, I'm sorry, I think the 15 is trying to get up into 4th and stay in 4th. He did fall back to 6th, and now Cole Freilich is up in the P4. And I think the number 9 of Baron Morton is trying to get back into the top 5 after he got passed by Cole Freilich. So really good battle between these 3 right here for this 4th place position. But right now they are 1.5 seconds away from the leader, and about 9/10 or so away from the guys in front. So those guys need to start working together to catch the front pack. And so they can also catch the leader, Ryan Dingler, who, since the restart, has been putting in very consistent lap times. And a little bit of side-by-side battle here, Nolan.
Jacob Noyes got up and caught the outside wall exiting turn 2. As he now tries again to hunt for the top lane on Holden McGill. Justin Ray still holding the inside line as Michael Robinson down to the bottom as well. And right now, Robinson doing his best to try and see if he can't get something working on that inside, and a huge block down the back straightaway. I don't think Austin McColgan meant to do that on Robert Peterson. Again, may have just come off the wall just a touch there, and now he's going to have to deal with Holden McGill down his inside.
Great battle between this little group. We have the Taco Bell car rocking the 97, and now we have the 21 just throwing it down the inside here, going into, I think that was turn 1 and 2, going alongside the 51. So McCollin and McGill going at it here. They've been side by side for a little bit now, and are we going to see McGill get the job done? We are going into 3 and 4 here before we enter the front straightaway once again, a complete lap 27 going on lap 28, and that's just not enough. The outside lane is just carrying so much good momentum, but the 21 is able to keep the shorter distance around the racetrack, and I think right now he's got the move done. The 51 surrenders the position, and he's going to fall right back in line.
And right on cue, the fight picking up in the background as well, as you've got Trevor McLaughlin and Jacob Noyes now exchanging some blows. Andrew Miebach caught up in the mix as well. So now that the tires are starting to wear down a bit more, seeing a lot more aggression being demonstrated, especially from the tail end of the field that have not been able to break away from each other since the drop of the green flag. Already almost 30 laps deep into racing action this afternoon. This race might go right by us here as Miebach cuts off McLaughlin, and now the number 2 gonna try to punch the inside. Oh, he's gonna get to the back of him, looking to spin out the 42 off the racer as Miebach keeps it off the outside wall, 3 wide for a moment, and he still keeps it off the outside wall in 4.
Oh, that was a bump and run if I have ever seen one. The number 2 even getting some front end damage too. You'll see the front of that Hot Wheels car right there. He does have a little bit of damage. You see, it looks a little bit dented unless iRacing fixed it. But from that little camera angle a little while ago, it did look like it was damaged. He could actually be fine now, but at one point it looked like it was damaged. So maybe he's actually good to go. Number 2 is going to carry on, but what a bump and run for 19th position.
All of this when we've still got over 100 laps to go, as Justin Ray nearly mimics the move. That forced McColgan up, and he nearly wiped out Jeremiah Hobbs in the Budweiser number 8. Once again, they hold it together. They are able to keep fighting, but boy, not for lack of trying from this field. They are trying to wreck each other, but the battles that we have seen have been intense. But for the most part, there has been a certain degree of respect and decorum being upheld throughout this field. That might be chipping away, though, with every piece of content we make. Is now Justin Ray into the door of McColgan.
Yeah, these guys' tires are definitely, as we see number 2 almost run up into the 51, but the tires now are definitely starting to fade a little bit. This track does have some pretty serious tire wear compared to some of the other tracks, and that's why you're seeing a bunch of cars just start understeering and going up when they're trying to make a pass down the inside. You see McCollin or McLaughlin going up in the 18th position against Austin McColgan.
So McLaughlin and McColgan continuing to fight this one out amongst themselves. I think the problem we're seeing with a lot of drivers here, no one is adapting to the older tires. Everyone's trying to run this track like they have fresh rubber. You just can't do that, though. When you have 34 lap old tires, we know the tire tag is going to be bad tonight. We know these cars want to get tight when the tires start to wear down. They are going to get looser and looser as the run goes along as well. But these guys cannot keep running like they got fresh tires. All they're doing is costing themselves time.
I think a big thing of this could be, Nolan, is that these guys just want to get all these positions so they have the chance of maybe getting into that top 10, because getting in the top 10 means that they can fight for a championship here, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing a bunch of impatient driving, and we saw the number 2 bump and run for a 19th place position, which is it's definitely a move and an interesting way to do it, but these guys are just, like you said, just not adapting. They're being ultra aggressive, trying to figure it out. Right now we're seeing a 3 wide. Another incident.
There we go!
There we go!
Grinnell into the wall. Caution comes out. Terrell Wheeler collected again, and another big shot to the fence for Brett Rucker. Everyone else going to avoid the 81 as he comes to a stop. And look out, man. I mean, Jonathan, looking at that, though, that wreck was inevitable the way they were racing each other. There was no way they were going to make that work until the end of the stage.
You are exactly right, Nolan. I was thinking about it as soon as they went 3-1. Like, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of who, what corner, what lap, and they were so close to finishing the stage too. which also I think brought out a little bit more impatientness from him. But yeah, it was kind of very unfortunate to see. But we're gonna take a little replay here and see what happens. You know, 2x2, three lanes back, and the 81 just sees a gap. He goes for it, but he gets down pretty well, and then it's just a mix of him going up and I think 51 going down. But yeah, it was really just bound to happen.
And Terrell Wheeler locked it down as best as he could, but he was a passenger as he careens into the right rear. There is Brett Rucker exiting stage left with a hard shot into the outside wall. He just got loose trying to avoid these guys. What this will do, this brings every driver to pit road except for Trevor McLaughlin, the lone driver, to stay out.
I think the strategy call for him is he'll get the stage point win. I'm pretty sure with how long this caution period will take. So he's maybe just trying to get these championship points in for him, and then he may just try to figure it out later. But honestly, it may be a strategy call that I would do. I've done some goofy strategies in my time in ovals, and this is honestly one that I may just end up doing anyway, just for the love of the game, maybe some content. But a little bit of a close call there. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why, get some really good points for you and then figure it out later. So we're going to see a replay.
Oh, that was after the fact.
Once again.
Not quite that. I wanted to get a look at see, I wanted to get a look here at the exit of pit road when Ryan Dingler made his way out, because he just barely was able to beat James Silvers off of the line. Just trying to find that, and well, we'll cut back to live until I can find it. But right now, and as I do that, I have found it. So gonna get the jump back here, and this is the exit of pit road. This was specifically the race off of pit road. Take a look at just how close this gets here at that line. So there you have your green cone. Right there, by about half of a bumper, he got him off of pit lane.
They even went inside each other, too.
Green flag set to come out this next time by. Trevor McLaughlin now leading the way, but he is on 30-lap old tires. He is going to absolutely plummet here. There's no way he holds on for 9 laps to get the stage win. Not even a top 10.
I think that I don't think he'll fall through the field as much as you think, Nolan. I've done a race at Auto Club, and I think we were a couple laps into the race already. I decided not to pit. I think I was on 16-lap old tires compared to some of them. I mean, granted, 30-lap old tires is a huge difference, but the tires actually managed to stay for pretty long. So I don't think this may be it. I don't think he'll fall through the field as quickly as you think. I don't think he'll be leading it, but I think that he'll be in a higher position than where he started. So this is definitely going to be very interesting to see. Very excited to see what McLaughlin can do in the Hot Wheels number 2.
Pace car will make its dive into pit road. And with 9 laps in the stage, the green flag comes back out in the Echo Park restart zone. We are back to green flag racing with Charlotte's good getaway from McLaughlin. But watch as all this time is going to vanish in turn 1.
And I may have to be true to my words here, Nolan. And the 16 is just absolutely rapid coming off of number 2 here. And I think we're going to see McLaughlin may fall a couple positions. But he was at the back of the pack, so I think anything is better than where he originally was. And I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. You see him get a little defensive going into turn number 4, and he's getting another look at a little defensive line going into 1. But at this point, I think he just has to surrender his fate and try to just fall back in line, stay in the draft as best he can, and try to hold off these fresh tire runners. As now we have the number 9 of Bear Morin, who was fighting with Cole Fralick a little bit early on in the race. He's going to move up into the second place position. Cole Fralick now needs to get by the number 2 as quickly as he can. So a little bit of a wall tap too, and Fralick gets through, and I think we're going to see the number 4 as well of James Silvers go by. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have to apologize for saying that the tires are gonna be fine for a long time, and they clearly are just now working for McLaughlin right now.
Ryan Dingler resets fastest lap of the race as McLaughlin going to drop down to 6th, about to be 7th. Sorry, yeah, it will be about 7th, but Sean Kaiser gets through. Could be 8 here as Tyler Herbal wants to put these guys 3 wide. Those 2 GG cars, that is 9th and 10th right there. So if Brandon Thayer gets around McLaughlin, that is it. He has lost the stage points, and he's only got 6 laps, but he's not going to be able to hold on.
It's definitely a bold strategy call, but with the GG's cars running in back-to-back positions, as we're seeing another 3 wide here, but I think the number 2 is just going to surrender. But with the 2 teammates here in the GG's cars, they can work together. They can work together here and start looking their way towards the front. I'm pretty sure they would not mind finishing 1-2 by the end of the night here between those 2 drivers. So it's definitely going to be very interesting between those 2. And I'm very excited to see the teamwork. But guess who's not having teamwork right now? It's Cole Freilich and Barrett Morton. As Cole Freilich goes around the outside, and now he's going to set his eyes forward on Ryan Dingler. The car chaser number 15 Toyota Camry is now up into the 2nd place position.
Turning lap 44. 4 laps to go in stage number 1 for Spearcrest Digital. And as it stands, these drivers, they will continue to fight it out amongst themselves. Sean Kaiser, Tyler Hurlbut, still close, closing in on 3 to go.
3 to go left in the stage, and these drivers are getting pretty antsy. But now, if they're going to be impatient, they actually have the tires to do so, and they're actually going to have grip compared to earlier on. So these guys are definitely going to be fighting for every single point, because every single point in the championship matters. Even, as you see the 6 doing a little Dukes of Hazzard going on out of the exit of 4, but right now it is between the 87 and 24 who are having a good little battle here for the 6th place position. But now we have the GG's cars running in the 9th and 10th position. Nope, sorry, the 8th and 9th position, as they are trying to get these stage points for them as well. I don't know if they have like a team's championship, but it's definitely going to be a good little points haul for those guys as well, as we're seeing the 22 trying to size up the 24 and try to make a overtake work. He's going to try and use the outside lane here to try to carry the momentum along the 25, and he's going to get alongside him on the exit here. I think the 24 gave him a little bit too much room and kind of panicked a bit, and now he scrubbed all of his momentum. Now the 22 is going to go around the outside, but the 67 is going to try and peek and nose down the inside, but I don't think it's going to be enough here, as they're going to cross the line here, I think, to finish the stage.
1 lap to go in the stage. It's end of 47 as Dingler, Freilich, and Morton continue to extend the gaps between each other. Ryan Dingler, a driver that he has 7 starts under his belt, but an average finishing position of 14.3. No wins under his belt. He is 1 step closer, though. He wins the opening stage this afternoon from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And as they come across the line, this is how the top 10 brings up at the end of the stage. It's Dingler from Freilich, from Morton, Silvers, Hurlbut, Taft, Williams, Kaiser, Osbaldiston, and Brandon Thayer going to bring up the rear of the field. Stage 1 of this race brought to you by Spearcrest Digital. Skyrocket your business with targeted digital marketing solutions. At Spearcrest Digital, they provide tailored web design, SEO, and GBP management solutions for junk removal, dumpster rental, restoration, roofing, and landscaping business. Go look them up to learn more. And this is what happened to Spencer Madden off of turn 4 towards the end of that stage. Oh, he went for a full spin.
Oh, what a catch now. Another save from these guys. I mean, Grant, he did do a little 360, but he kept the car going straight by the end of it. And
all by himself.
Oh, he just caught the apron.
Yep, it nearly went into the tires as well. Got kind of lucky that infield road course's final chicane was there. Helped to slow him up and help him catch that quite a bit. And, well, green flag still out, working lap 50 of 133.
And right now, Ryan Dingler has been able to just control the pace every time the restart happens. He does pull around this 5, 6, 10th of the second gap, but Cole Freilich is trying to make sure that he just does not run away. But right now, Ryan Dingler with a 7/10 advantage now going into turn number 1 and on lap 51 now. But I think out of all the drivers right now, I think Cole Freilich is the one that's going to be able to compete with Dingler, I feel like, just due to how a little bit further back that the 15 started and how high he's actually climbed, and now he's up into the second place position. So he has moved pretty well. As we have another caution.
Oh. And this one is for Grinnell on the back straightaway. He has caught Brett Rucker, so another multi-car incident, and looking like this one of those drivers may have gone into the inside wall. There is clearly a story behind this one. Let's find out what it is. So that's Rucker right there coming out of pit road. And this happens about 10 seconds later. There is Tyler Grinnell going into turn number 1. Where is Rucker? Rucker's on the apron. Still coming out of pit road. It just lost the back end.
I'm curious to see how the 69 got involved.
I think he just lost it on his own, trying to get up to speed. Just too throttle happy.
There he is. There he is.
Did a good job to keep it out of the outside wall. That could have been a relatively nasty incident.
It really could have. But thankfully, those two drivers. And look at that is also number 2 who started on pole to start the restart, and he followed way back into like the 20th position, I think, on. So the strategy call definitely did not work for him in the end. But yeah, the 69, like you said, just lost it on his own. Hit the throttle a little too hard and a little too aggressive, a little bit on colder tires too, and he just looped it a little bit. But both are able to keep going as we are now under caution.
A few drivers making their way into pit road, but most drivers are going to opt to stay out. Caution flags out for the 3rd time today. We take a step back, we return. Racing action continues on Green Flag TV. Stay with us.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The 10th running of this race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway is brought to you by 4D2 Designs. Ready to turn heads at the virtual track? Whether you're chasing wins or just want to look good doing it, 4D2 Designs by Cody Anderson delivers custom irons and paint schemes that blend sleek minimalism with bold personality. Whether you're repping your team, showcase your sponsors, or just want a fresh look, 42 Designs brings your vision to life lap after lap. Find Cody's work on traded paints at 42 Designs. Want something custom? Reach out through your league or Discord and let Cody work his magic. Your car deserves more than default. Make it unforgettable with 4D2 Designs. Lights are out aboard the R11 pace car. Once again, my name is Oliver Hempel alongside Jonathan Ocasio. We are getting set to go racing. Once again at the end of caution number 3 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
It has been amazing racing so far, Nolan. I know, and we are about to see the green flag because the pace car's lights are off. You see these drivers warming up the tires, warming up a little bit of the brakes as well. And the pace car is going to come in, and I'm super excited to go back to green flag racing here.
Gearing up to make our way back to it, this time by
green flag, green flag.
Green flag back into the air. A lot of drivers getting a little bit nervy on the throttle. As we make our way back around into turn numbers 1 and 2, everyone is able to hold its station, and we cruise away into turn numbers 1 and 2 for the 4th time tonight.
And Ryan Dingler did not get as good as a restart as I thought he was going to get, like he's done the past 2 times. Profile right on him now, compared to some of the other guys who has started alongside him. So, pretty good first initial launch from him. But right now, we also have great launches from everyone as we see a bunch of 2x2 formation once again. We have a big gaggle of cars right here with the 2 GG's team cars, and then we have the Taco Bell 97 with the 45, the 24. There is a bunch of battling here, just trying to get inside the top 5, and right now they're still going to be going side by side, the 45 and the 67. But now the 67 gets by the 45 and looks down on the inside of his teammate with a really good run, and now the teammates are going to go side by side. I think they're going to give each other a little bit of respectful room, being teammates and all, but at the same time they still want to race, and it's hard for them to also get by when there's another 2x2 formation in front of them. And now another 2x2 formation, the 97 and the 45 going at it once again. Peterson and Gaccione going side by side, going in the 3 and 4, but I think that Gaccione has got it covered. But once again, the Taco Bell car is not giving up, and he just goes right back up the inside. But right in front of him, it kind of, I think it was a 22, got by his teammate, or staying in front of his teammate, and he's trying to go on the attack of the driver in front of him.
Up the racetrack is Brandon Thayer trying to keep this one pinned to the bottom, and now 3 wide behind coming off of turn 2. Look, Gaz McLaughlin getting into the door of Connor LaFrance. Austin McColgan still pinned in as well. As we cruise off into turn numbers 1 and 2, trying to get something working here. As everyone is able to maintain some momentum here as we cruise back into the first and second corners of the racetrack. Grant Peterson and Brandon Thayer up to the outside wall. Oh, look out behind. Meebach sideways hard into the wall. And a head-on collision between himself and Terrell Wheeler. And they're going to go spinning around.
No.
Another shot to the outside wall for Tyler Grinnell and for Justin Wilson. Looking like Jacob Noyes potentially collected as well.
That 81 cannot catch a break today, Nolan. He just has been in every caution tonight so far. He cannot catch a break right now.
A rough ride on the back straightaway, and this one started when Andrew Meebach got punched sideways. Jeremiah Hobbs chopped his nose, and then Meebach slid up the track. I don't know if he got help from behind. I don't think he did. Just lost the back end, overcorrected up into the outside wall. And it's on from there. Wheeler tried. There was just nothing he could have done.
There really is nothing he can do. We're going to see the 81. I don't know if he slowed down enough, but he just lost it, trying to get back up. I think gives a little bit of a sign that I don't think he was trying to slow down enough, and just kind of slid up and hit the outside wall, and the 50 almost sliding down and hitting him. But and that was I think the biggest wreck of the night so far, Nolan.
And it's got to be up there at least. And Justin Wilson slides to the track, and he's going to go up and into the outside wall as well. This is the look on board with the driver that turned Andrew Meebach. After he managed to get loose, it was on board with Maxwell Kroll. And yeah, he never touched him.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Kroll. Wrong place, wrong time. He can't really do anything. I think he did the best of what he could. You can't really predict that happening. Just a shame to see that happen to him, but at least he was able to continue racing and move forward. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nolan. I could be thinking of a different league. This league does not have a fast repair. I know I commented on another one that does have a fast repair. I just don't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure these guys don't have a fast repair. So these guys who get into these big wrecks are probably done for the evening here.
They used to. They actually used to have a fast repair until earlier this season. They removed it in an effort to try and curb a lot of the caution-infested races that we've been seeing throughout the opening half of this season. So Whether that has been successful or not is obviously a pretty big point of debate, especially right now when you get this race and we're up to, what, 4 yellow flags already in just the opening half of this race. But they did remove them to attempt to clean things up.
Gotcha. Well, for the commentators, this is a fun fact that I found out. So the people watching, the fans that are watching the race in sim, but also the fans watching the real Charlotte race in real life, could be watching it on the world's largest HD TV. This TV is 16,000 square feet, which was installed in 2011, measuring 200 feet wide and 80 feet tall. So a little bit of a fun fact there. For the
I assume you were talking about this one way back there.
That big old TV that people love.
The big boy.
It is a big boy TV. But that is a little fun fact. I like trying to get those kind of in, into like little streams here and there. Just like how I love animal fun facts as well. But I'm not going to get an animal fun facts right now. Maybe next caution I'll do a little animal fun fact. But right now we are racing, and the pace car lights are off. And we're about to go restart once again with the 16, starting on the front again, and Cole Freilich starting in P2.
Coming around turns 3 and 4. And we will once again work our way into the Echo Park restart zone. Ryan Dingler and Cole Freilich 1 and 2, and we are headed. Oh, never mind. We're gonna bring things to a stop quickly around to the front straightaway, and that is gonna be the big one. Everyone getting piled up into this one, and well, you wanted to talk about the biggest wreck of the night. That is it right there so far. Sean Kaiser with a black flag for passing before the line. I'm sure that's going to get cleared, though. I don't really think, based on what we've just seen, that he had much of a say in the matter.
This is not the first time that I've seen something like this happen. It's either someone starting in first gear and matching the throttle, but even sometimes second gear, the RPMs. The torque of these cars is really, really good, especially with the increase in horsepower. And when they hit the throttle, they just the rear end just spins, and I think we may see something like that. Or there could have been a little bit of a push, and that could have been it with the number 4. And yeah, and then I think the rest just says for itself. Oh my gosh, this was a big one.
Yeah, just piles up a good chunk of the field. Hurlbutt with a big hit. McLaughlin gets in it. Madden is in it. Peterson, McGill, all involved. Purcell took a whack. Jacob Noyes locked it down as he had almost gotten a miss, but Colgan able to sneak through while Maxwell Kroll is brought to a complete stop.
Another look. I don't really know if the 24 pushed the car in front or if the 4 just kind of wheel spun. But there also could have been some checking up as well at the last moment. So there's a lot that could have been happening. We're going to see another look here as we see the leader
I think Silva's just got loose.
I think he got loose too.
As everyone gets involved. Honestly, not as big as I thought. I mean, it was big, yes, but I thought there were way more cars involved in that with everybody scattering, but everyone was actually able to do a pretty good job on managing to kind of keep that out of trouble for the most part. This is on board with Sean Kaiser, who is now into 3rd. And yeah, never touched him.
No, just got really loose. That tends to happen in these cars. Like I said earlier, I know iRacing added a wee bit more horsepower to these cars, so it's definitely something getting used to when you just mash the throttle down. So it also could have been the wrong gear as well. But yeah, these cars are definitely not easy to drive, that's for sure. It is a handful. And yeah, one little mistake in the front causes a little bit of a kerfuffle in the back.
Not good news for anybody trying to make a run at the chase here, with just 10 spots up for grabs before we will reset those points for a top 10 shootout for the next 5 races. 68 laps the distance, and it'll be one less when we go to the green flag. Dingler and Freilich, 1-2.
Yeah, I'm still really curious to see what Freilich has in store for Dingler. Dingler gets a great start and just kind of he pulls away a little bit, and there's nothing more that anyone who's been in second place can really do. He stretches the gap out really well, and then just kind of just stays there the whole time, and he has not made a single mistake either, which is very well done from him as well. Very round of applause worthy so far. And he's also, I think, I'm pretty confident he has led the most laps of the race so far. So very curious to see what Freilich can do, but also we have some other drivers that are could give a run for his moment. We have the 67 of Noah Oldbaldston, who's in the GG's car. He was a little bit further back. Now you see him setting up in P4 here. We have Matt Grenier, very well respected driver amongst these guys, and I think he could also have a shot. We also have the 38 of Justin Ray chilling there. We have Connor LaFrance, who had a little bit of a oopsie-whoopsie earlier on in the race. He's now back inside the top 10. And Spencer Mann, who had that off, but right now we're going to be going green flag here, Nolan.
Green, green, green.
Green flag back into the air as Dingler pulls clear of the grid. No surprises, as he has done as he has always looked to do. And we fight back into turn numbers 1 and 2 this time by driving it deep into turn numbers 3 and 4. Connor LaFrance trying to find a lane up the middle, but Justin Ray and Matt Grenier going to shut him down, and he's going to have to get to the inside fast here to prevent Spencer Ray from getting it in.
That was very close for LaFrance and Madden as well. So that was really close, but both got through nice and clean.
Oh,
LaFrance is not trying to waste
boy.
any time. He tries to go 3 wide there. It just doesn't work out for him.
That was a choice to try and throw that one 3 wide. It was never going to work out for him. You can tell LaFrance getting frustrated being caught behind these guys. He wants to go, but right now these guys, I mean, you got Justin Ray and Matt Grenier effectively acting as corks in the bottles here. Same story for Noah Osbaldiston, and the top 3 are just running away with it. Look at Justin Ray up high, and yet again Spencer Ray down to the inside. So still 2 by 2 wide, a little bit of 3. The further back you go, and it looks like a high-speed pace lap at about 180 miles an hour.
And LaFrance trying to look 3 wide once again. It's just back. He just doesn't have the run we see. I think that was Madden that hit the wall on the outside. And now they're just going to be falling 2 by 2. We have Oldbaldston, Ray, LaFrance, Grenier, all trying to fight for that position. I think it was Madden that hit the wall. Is now LaFrance again trying to go 3 wide. It just does not work for him. He keeps trying to go for these 3 wide moves. He's trying to get 2 and 1 so he can set his eyes forward, but it just not has worked for him. And I think he needs to focus on getting 1 at a time instead of trying to get 2. I know he's probably a little frustrated now because they are watching the top 3 just run away. You don't even see him in frame from some of these camera angles. So top 3 have absolutely walked away. They're all working together. These people are just having a dogfight here for these other remaining positions.
Gage Taft deeper in the pack. He's going to continue to try to hold that one up the middle lane. Now Bear Morton to his inside. Once again, it's 3 by 3 wide. Jacob Noyes on the top shelf trying to make something happen. Noyes going to be forced to back out. Taft not quite clear. Still has Morton down on the bottom lane of the racetrack. And yet again, the way these guys are racing, you got to feel that there is some kind of incident on the horizon that could take out a bunch of these guys. Andrew Miebach all the way up to the outside, and he's going to look to hold it just a little bit more behind. Tyler Hurlbut nearly turning Grenoble into the outside wall as well.
This is just a dogfight. You would think that this was the last lap after a green-white checker, trying to see who's going to take the win here. So 33 pushes the 42, trying to get the position, but the 42 gets a little disruptive, and now the 33 trying to just go down the inside. That was Teft on Mirbach, but also another wall hit again. As we see, I think that was, Baron Morton, I think, hit the wall, and he had to go straight down the inside to try and cut off anyone that was down the inside. But these guys are just, it's very entertaining to watch. And these guys got to start working together here, because right now, from LaFrance to Freilich, it's a pretty big-sized gap now.
We are into the back half of this race now. So there are a few more opportunities for these drivers to potentially work with one another, but as we get closer and closer to the end, typically the way these OMSRL races have gone, the cautions are only going to grow closer and closer together the further into this race that we get, and the closer we reel in those final laps as well. Terrell Wheeler, Jeremiah Hobbs, they just had a close shave, and James Silvers monitoring the situation alongside Jacob Noyes from the 22nd spot. I think just trying to find a way to pick his way through, but he's trying to do so strategically.
I think that's exactly what I would be doing right now. I would definitely be trying to just not lay back exactly, but definitely trying to make sure I pick the right move at the right time versus just sending it down the inside every time. And I may actually lose 2 positions after I gain 1. So I think a more strategic way of looking at it, it may take you a little bit longer than just throwing it down the inside or throwing it around the outside to get these positions, but a definitely more methodical way is definitely the way to go, especially the way that we're seeing these. Oh, I think
hello.
67, I think hit the wall. Oh, goes up. But everyone's good. We're all calm. We're all calm here. Everyone in the back seat's okay. We're all good.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that yet. I think Justin Wilson may have very well been involved in this in some fashion as well. There was some kind of really big incident that just went down in turn 4 last time by. Let's take a look, see if we can figure out what happened. There's Baldiston, and McColgan sends it in hot, and that's what fenced Justin Wilson.
There's definitely a look down the inside, that's for sure. That was a look. Yeah, that was a move. I don't know what the race directors are gonna see that as, but it was definitely a lunge. And I give him credit for going for a move, but it's just the impatientness can kind of set in. I mean, granted, we're in the back half of the race, like you said, Nolan, but still got 56 laps to go. So a lot can happen here in these next handful. Sorry, 55 to go. 55 laps left in the race.
All the while, the aggression still present between Andrew Miebach and Michael Robinson. This is the fight for 12th spot on the road. It's Lowe's versus Mellow Yellow. These drivers doing everything they can to try and fight this one through to the very bitter end. Approaching the final 50 laps of this race, and could be setting ourselves up for quite the story in the midfield, but right now up front, Ryan Dingler has just continued to walk out a continuously extending gap in the number 16.
I don't know how he is doing this. I know getting a gap on an oval, especially I feel like Charlotte can be a drafting style track if you work together. You guys can definitely catch the driver, but I don't think Dingler has really set a foot wrong here. As Sean Kaiser, who has the fastest lap, did get by Cole Freilich for that second place position, but I don't even think even he has an opportunity to catch up to Dingler. It's over a second now, and the draft, which normally very faintly kicks in around a second, he just does not have that right now. So right now, Dingler is just being consistent, keeping his head down, not looking at his rearview mirror, and he's just looking forward to the end of these 52 laps if they stay green. And look at the lights too. And speaking of lights, it was all for Charlotte. It was the first modern super speedway to install lights for night racing back in 1992. So bam, another fun fact for y'all. if that's ever on Jeopardy or a test. There you go. There's another little fun fact for you. But that is my information, hopefully spreading to the good.
Andrew Meebach trying to look down the inside of Albert Williams and Jeremiah Hobbs. Still fighting this one out for 13th on back. A little ways behind them, 2 seconds down the field. You got Austin McColgan, Tyler Hurlbut, and Terrell Wheeler. These guys have been going at it for the last dozen or so laps as well. They've been unable to find which one of them should be the rightful holder of 16th place. And showing that this one could see the field in trouble.
Oh!
And holy cow, what in the world was that? As we got a big mess up in turn number 4. James Silvers has been cleaned out. Justin Wilson comes in real late into that one.
The mellow yellow car I was really confused what happened because I saw a car dive down to the apron. Next thing you know, you see a mellow yellow doing a little 360 pirouette. So I'm very curious to see what just happened for the because he was running, I think he was in that fight for that 13th place position, I think, Nolan. So must have been a little bit of a scrap there between those two other drivers. Because we also had the 67 as well, who was in the front, I think, earlier on in this since the last restart, or 2 restarts ago. So we're going to take a little look here, Nolan, and see what we can make up of this. Oh
Wow, way up front. You already saw it happening as hard to the inside for Andrew Meebach, and then back across the track, a big hit into the outside wall. That's what caused this whole pad to go scrambling. Wilson locked it down, so did Terrell Wheeler, and a big hit for Jacob Noyes. Here comes Greneau sliding in. He goes right across the nose of Osbaldiston, who tags the wall. And then Justin Wilson caught him as well down the racetrack, right into the path of Justin Wilson, who had nowhere to go. But a huge impact, in particular for Andrew Meebach.
Yeah, once again, Greneau I think he's been in every single caution that we've seen today, Nolan. It's been it's been a little bit of a wild run. And I think the number 8 car avoidable contact on lap 4. So I think that we're getting a little bit of a penalty here. With, I think it was with the 42 here. So, and we're going to see here.
Meebach kind of cleared himself there, if I'm being honest.
He kind of did.
And then never held the brakes and completely exacerbated that situation.
Oh, that's a big one.
A lot of hefty hits in that one.
That's a big bill. If this was real life, that's a big bill. I think we have a new race leader as well. Could be wrong here. I don't know if anyone pitted under this caution, but I think we do now have a new race leader. I think it could be either the 33 or the 52. Well, it is the 52. Going to be leading us for this next restart as the pace car lights are off. Now we're going to see Dingler trying to get back through the field here, try to get back up into his first place position. And I think it's going to be a very interesting watch. Last time he was not on the front row. He was alongside Scott McLaughlin. Not Scott McLaughlin. I'm sorry. The number 2 McLaughlin. And he got by him really quick. So definitely going to be fun watching Ryan Dingler get his way through the field. He's been the fastest driver today. He may not have the fastest lap, but overall he's been the fastest driver, and he does not have a race win in this series, and I'm pretty sure he wants to get it done today. So we're about to go green. we're entering turns 3 and 4 now. Pace car is going to go off here in a second. We are going to have another restart here with 47 laps to go. Going to be 46 this time by. Get back into racing mode here.
Green flag is back in the air as 46 laps on the clock between Teft, Dingler, Peterson, Morton, and Moore as we get set to cruise this one out into turn numbers 1 and 2. The battle continues on. Gage Teft all the way up to the top side of the racetrack, and Ryan Dingler caught up in the mix with these guys as well. And Dingler's advantage completely destroyed.
It was destroyed, but I think he did also start in the 3rd or 4th position, so he is already back into the lead. I think they might have pitted under caution, and now it is up to Cole Freilich to make a move. He goes down the inside, a little bit of an understeer moment, but he's able to keep it together. Teft is going to fall down into the 3rd place position. Grant Peterson also going to fall down another position as well. So the front two on the fresher set of tires versus the 33 and 52. And I think Connell France now is going to try to go around the outside of Morton here. But they are also going to be 3 wide going into turn number 1. And I don't know what's going to be happening here as we see, I think, Morton pushing LaFrance up into the wall a tad. But they're still going to be side by side. LaFrance's going to clear momentum around the outside. And I think he's going to try and clear Morton here. I don't know if he did, but Peterson now is going to look down the inside of the 33 as the 24 is going to try and pick a lane. He can't figure out which one. He's going to choose the middle. He's definitely looking for a 3 wide moment here. And Kyle France moves up ahead of Morton here as he now is into the 6th place position as the 24 now goes down the inside of the 33, and LaFrance is going to try and follow through and pick up the scraps between those two. And I think he's going to be he is going to be side by side with him. The 33 just able to carry the momentum around the outside, and LaFrance now is going to have to send one down the inside late on the brakes here, and I think he is going to get the overtake. John gets it cleared, he does. So up into P5 for Connor LaFrance.
Justin Ray, Barrett Morton, Michael Robinson, Robert Peterson fighting this one out still as they cruise into turn numbers 1 and 2, looking for 3 and almost up into the outside wall for the lot of them. Robinson still caught in the middle. Barrett Morton pinches off that middle line, refuses to allow Robertson to get any kind of an in. Well, meanwhile, at the head of the field, Ryan Dingler and Cole Freilich continue to lead the way, 1-2, but Freilich is closer than he's been all race long.
I think you are correct. Ryan Dingler now is facing a little bit of pressure from Freilich. Freilich now needs to really capitalize on this if he gets any closer, as we see the 88, the 5, and the 9 going for a move down the inside on the drivers in front of him. But I think the 88 actually gets a pretty good run, pretty good traction. Now he's going to try and look down the inside here of Morton, but here comes the 97, Robert Peterson. He is trying to go around the outside. Robert Peterson, who is no slouch in the series, has I think not 97 race victories, but I think he's very well respected within this series. And I think he is no slouch. I think he has a couple race wins under his belt, so he knows what it takes to work his way to the front. And now it is going to be a battle. Now he's trying to pick up another position with the battle between the 33 of Teft and Ray right in front of him, but behind him is the 88. Michael Robinson going on the inside of Barrett Morton. But there is just so much racing going on, and I'm honestly running out of breath.
40 laps to go. We are into the back third now of this race. And up the track goes Robert Peterson. Barrett Morton getting a little bit tangled up as well. Up to the high side for the number 9, the 97 looking down low. Michael Robinson still very much in the mix. Trevor McLaughlin on the charge, but he's going to go up into the outside wall, just trying to let these guys through, being a lap down car. Robert Peterson checks up. We got to remember there's different strategies here. You got Grant Peterson, Gage Taft, and Bear Morton all on 21 lap older tires than everybody else around them. Hence why we get some of this close quarters dogfighting like this.
The strategy call is definitely different, as we're just seeing there's a lot of racing going on, and it's never a bad thing at all. And it's super fun to watch these guys. They kind of, I think, mellowed out in terms of impatient, aggressive driving, but they're still showing this intensity, and it's so much fun to watch right now as we see Morin under attack again. And the 97 is also under attack from the 88, but Morin goes around the outside of the 33 of Teft. And I think now that was Madden as well on the outside of the number 5. And now they're going wide, going into 3 and 4. What's going to be happening here?
They tried for it as Gage Taft nearly turned Robert Peterson. Peterson now down on that paint on the inside, but you got to remember, that's where we've been seeing drivers getting loose all night tonight. Dingler stretching out the gap to 3.5 tenths of a second now. Jagan Noyes, another slow car, holding his machine down to the inside and trying to let these guys throw top. But Gage Taft not willing to yield his battle. Jeremiah Hobbs, Nathan's Colton Hefner with Noah Baldiston. And they're all able to survive for at least one more straightaway.
They are able to survive for one more straightaway, but the 33 and 48 looking a little tight there on exit. And now I think we're at one of the GG's cars go flying around the outside. That is the number 22 going around the outside of both of those drivers. So really good run as he's using that outside to his advantage. I think 22 may actually have our fresher tires compared to the 33. But now he's setting his eyes forward on his own teammate. And I think we also have the number 6 of Madden trying to get by Hobbs the same way that the 48 is trying to get by the 33, and the same way that the 5 got by the 33. There is so much battling going on, and I need some water about how much talking, which is great. This is unbelievable driving. I think we see a driver hit the wall there. I think it was Silvers. He hit the wall pretty hard. He's going to lose a lot of momentum on the outside.
So the field continues to battle this one out. Spencer Ray and Barry Morton now 33 laps the distance between the two. As we continue to fight this one out, Morton looking for the outside line, and Trevor McLaughlin may have picked up a meatball flag a little while ago, which is why we now see him going yet another lap down as Hobbs nearly catches the ball. Barry Morton tucks in a line right behind Spencer Madden. For the first time really all race long, we are going to find ourselves single file with Spencer Madden.
Not for long, though, as I think the 97 and Spencer Madden are now evened out, as Bear Morton is going to fall right in line here. So, really great driving so far. Really clean racing as well, even though there's been maybe a little bit of door banging and maybe some wall touches. But the racing has been good, as we're going to see Jeremiah Hobbs throw it down the inside of Morton here, but I just don't think he got it done that time around, and Morton is just going to file right back in line and try to maintain his P10 position here, as we also see old Baldston trying to go up for a move on the 8. Carriable better around the outside. Now he's going to look down the inside, going into 3 and 4. Is he going to get the move done, though? I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely going to be close between these two. And I think they just got a little bit loosey-goosey on the high end, but the momentum's carrying him through. And I think we have Morton and Madden working together now. You didn't see an overtake as what one may have thought earlier on in the race we would see as an overtake, but we definitely saw some working together. But I think that's going to bite him in the butt, as Hobbs is now going to try and throw it down the inside. But the 67 is going to hold it around the outside, try to get Morton through. And I don't know what's going to happen here. Is the 67 finally going to get by the number 8? And they're still going to be side by side going into 1 and 2 here, Nolan.
Hobbs to the outside of Osbaldiston. Barrett Morton trying to hug that outside line still with 28 laps to go. And now the big question is, do we get a fuel run before? This is the longest run we've been on so far this race. 27 the distance. These guys, some of them have been on their stints for 21 laps. Others have been on it for 42. I think the drivers like Grant Peterson and Barrett Morton are going to have to pit before the end of this race. Everyone else might be good to go, but we'll have to see.
I think the drivers who do need a pit are praying for a caution, but now you said this has been the longest stint that we have seen without a caution, and those drivers are definitely going to be wanting a caution right now to get some fresh tires on, get the fuel to the end as well. But right now, they're just going to have to wait. But guess who's not waiting now? Albert Williams on the inside of Moore in another GG's car, trying to get in front of the number 9. Moore, he was in the fight earlier on. He was in the fight with Freilich for the top 5 and Sean Kaiser in the France as well. As we see someone get a little sideways in there. I think it'll be the caution that the guys have wanted.
Hold on, no yellow yet. They're keeping it green. And they're not going to get the caution. Jeremiah Hobbs spins it out. Now the yellow flag finally comes out because Stefan Purcell had a completely separate incident. So caution number, what, 6 now? 7 on the day?
6 or 7. I think Nolan 6 or 7. One or the other. Close. Give or take.
And a tough impact into the wall for Stefan Purcell, and it started with Jeremiah Hobbs on the front straightaway. Take a look at what happened to him. This is going to bring a good chunk of the field down pit road as well for final service. This eliminates any question of the pit stop window. That is already in progress. And as you can see, Hobbs spun out into the outside wall. There is Purcell screaming through the infield. And right there, when he hopped up over the access road, turned right and slammed into the outside wall. And that was game over. Nowhere for Gassion to go.
I think he over-exaggerated. I don't think he had to go that low to the inside. I don't think he had to really go into the infield there. And I think Gazione is just an unfortunate bystander to see little...
Oh, man. I mean, Grenier just took Jeremiah Hobbs out. No ifs or buts about it. Cleaned his clock.
Yeah. Even the pace car is in shock.
And a brutal impact into the wall.
That is a big one. But once again, I mean, yeah, this contact here kind of caused all of it, but I really think that the 57 did not have to shoot that far down the inside. He's in his own little world right now.
Well, probably not, but you're not thinking about that when you're a racing driver.
No.
I mean, you're just thinking, I got to find like a clean way to get through this wreck, and watch the height that this car's going to have when it launches off the ground, all 4 wheels. And when it comes back down on that AstroTurf, it gives another bounce. Back end kicked up off the ground. Front came down when it was on an angle. And from there was no saving it.
There was, yeah. He sent a Hail Mary, that's for sure. But it's a shame. I think his race is probably done. That motor is definitely not a part of the car anymore. That motor it definitely needs to be rebuilt. That is for sure. But thankfully, another fun fact. Once again, I'm not a historian. I found these off the internet, so y'all may have to fact check me. But I'm pretty confident. Thank God that these are actual walls instead of it called the original board track. Because in 1924, a different Charlotte Motor Speedway Charlotte Speedway, which is now what we see today. It was a 1.25 mile track, but built entirely out of wooden boards. So another little fun fact for you guys watching, and for Nolan as well. But yeah, thankfully we're not driving with wooden walls. So another little fun fact in for the night. As we have 22 laps to go, we have a new pole sitter of the 51, and then we also have one of the GG's cars, 22, starting in second, and the 16 right now, he has not had any issues starting wherever, but right on his outside is Connor LaFrance, and Connor LaFrance is no slouch here in the OMSRL. So very interesting to see what the 16 can do. He's definitely been the guy to beat, but we're going to see what happens on this restart as Nolan is going to take us to green once again.
McColgan leads the field into the restart. No, and for the second time, they're going to crash, coming to the green flag. Ryan Dingler, one of the dominant cars of the day, wiped out. No caution, though. We keep it green.
Oh, brother. Oh, that is such a shame for Dingler.
Might not be over yet. He might get an opportunity because I don't feel like we're done wrecking yet either. We still got 21 laps to go, and these drivers are racing like their lives depend on it. Austin McColgan stayed out on 27 lap-old tires. Connor LaFrance, Sean Kaiser, and more continue to fight this one out as we cruise back into turn numbers 1 and 2. Right now, Justin Ray, Michael Robinson, and Osbaldiston making contact as they go 3 wide down the back. Shoot! And somehow Robinson clears himself.
All drivers are good to go. Connor LaFrance is also taking the lead with 20 laps to go over the 51, and now he is stretching his legs and trying to run away. And we are still seeing side by side the other GG's car, who did not lose control of the car, is going into turn number 1. He is up into the 7th place position, trying to get by Michael Robinson. Right in front of Michael Robinson is Sean Kaiser, who has been on a little bit of a what's the word? I guess a curse so far this season, and he definitely wants to work his way up. And I think this is a really good opportunity for him as he slides up into the 4th place position. Now he's going to set his eyes forward on the likes of Peterson and Freilich. But right now, all you see the
boy,
trying to make a 3 wide down into turn number 1.
Austin McColgan may have had a little bit of contact, and so he checks this one up and gonna fall all the way to the back. And that is what 25 lap holder tires with the rest of the field looks like for you, as he's gonna drop back quite significantly. Oh man, as Gage Teft, Matt Grenier, Jeremiah Hobbs continue to fight this one out.
Still going side by side. There's also a little bit of a single file line going on in front of them as well, but Connor LaFrance are in the lead. 1, 2, 3 tenths right now over the likes of Freilich. And right now we see the 8, the 51 just sliding all the way to the rear of the field. Try to make those 25 lap old tires work, but it just was not happening. But we have the Hobbs trying to make a move on Teft, who were some of the drivers that stayed out. Well, Teft was one of the drivers that tried to stay out last stint. Has a little bit of fresher tires now, so excited to see what he's going to be able to do. But right now, he has his hands full with Hobbs, and now we have the number 6 of Madden trying to go up the inside of Justin Ray here as he gets a good run out of turn number 4, and they're going to go turn number 1 side by side. We have Madden and Ray. Ray Madden. As Madden's going to go down the inside, he has him cleared as of right now by a car. He's going to slide out right in front of Ray, and he's going to set his eyes forward on Osbaldiston in the 67 in that 6th place position. But right now, Cole Freilich has caught. He has caught Connor LaFrance, and someone who's trying to get a back-to-back win, though you can correct me if I'm wrong, is Grant Peterson.
Connor LaFrance trying to see if he can't hold on. He wants to go and take himself a win here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. One of the drivers that has never been able to take that victory from America's home for motorsports. Not for lack of trying, though. This is LaFrance's 4th time in this race, and he has finished in the top 5 twice in that time period as well. So could be looking to get his first win here. Oh, and Charlotte, look out, Freilich! Real crossed up out of turn number 2.
Really good save from the 15, but that little mistake has cost him 0.4 of a second to Connor LaFrance. Now LaFrance, not much of a breathing room, but as what we've seen today, this is a little bit of a breathing room for the leader here of LaFrance. So LaFrance has kind of not really been in the front per se, but he has been making his way forward, and now he is where he normally is, and that is in the front. So LaFrance just leading the way here. Cole Freilich, after a little bit of a mistake, actually not a little mistake, a pretty big mistake, but he's able to save it and get back in line. He is going to try and look forward to try and catch back up to Connor LaFrance.
Jacob Noyes comes down pit road, so he is going to be going in for one final stop on the day. And there it is, as Connor LaFrance forced to left by Cole Freilich for the overall race lead. I think LaFrance got real crossed up because he had a huge advantage last time through, and yet all of a sudden that advantage is gone. Here comes Sean Kaiser, now cruising to the inside. He wants to try and pick off Grant Peterson for the 3rd place. It's not going to be an attempt that works out, though, as Grant Peterson pulls clear for 3rd. Real quick, this is what happened to cause this change for the lead with Connor LaFrance. Look at how far back Cole Freilich is here. Oh, he got stacked up. Terrell Wheeler got in his way and nearly took out Cole Freilich as well.
My goodness. This is why NASCAR needs blue flags.
Well, they have them, but the problem is they're advisory.
Oh, brother. That's such a shame. That's such a shame. But LaFrance honestly has not really lost much time. Oh, no, he hit the wall. I spoke a little too soon, but he's still in the race for the win here. So he can't just give up after a little bit into, but I know for a fact he is not happy right now with that lap car.
Cole Freilich in just his 3rd start. He has finished on the podium in both races out here, looking to take his 2nd win at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As make that Robinson trying to run down LaFrance, and LaFrance driving angry. He's going to throw a haymaker of a block on the 88 as he cruises into turn numbers 3 and 4. There is Sean Kaiser on the high side. Contact again between the 88 and the 7. And LaFrance is hemorrhaging time here. It's now a 2-horse race between the 15 and the 52 up front with 7 to go.
France is definitely just seeing red right now with an aggressive block down to the inside to make sure that Robinson did not get the overtake, but now he's going to foul right back in line right in front of him. And right now it is just a string of cars, and that is just all alone down on the inside here. But LaFrance is running angry right now, and that has led the front 2 guys to get in front as they're really close together. I'm surprised there's not been a wreck yet.
And Sean Kaiser trying to see if he can't stuff this one in. Noah Baldiston trying to put it 3 wide again into turn 1. It didn't work so well the last time they tried this. They're going to try for it again. Dangerously close to a yellow flag, forcing this race into overtime territory now as Baldiston cruises to the bottom lane of the racetrack. Can they get this thing secured with just a handful of laps left to go in racing action this afternoon? Yet again, you see the 88 force the 67 up high.
Forces them up high, and I think honestly that may benefit the 88 because, I thought the 2 was going to be a little bit of a roadblock. The 80 could have slipped right by, but instead the 80 actually lost more time because of it. Now he is under attack from Madden, but now the 67 of Osbaldson is on the attack of Kaiser. But these guys fighting is letting LaFrance start to pull a little bit of a gap as they're now going side by side now once again into turn number 1.
4 to go. Osbaldiston driving like a bat out of hell right now as he tries to hold on to whatever spots he can muster. No doubt making enemies left, right, front, and center to boot. Another slow car up top. That's Colton Hefner. Oh, and around gonna go Osbaldiston. And finally, the driving gets the best of him. He spins into pit road. No caution for this one. We will stay green, but that ends Osbaldiston's fight. And I'm sure quite a few drivers are not complaining with how much contact that 67 was making with everybody else.
Yeah, they're definitely not complaining. Maybe a little bit of a chuckle, or a little bit of a karma, as Fernando Alonso would say. But right now, it's also Cole Freilich is still leading the charge with Grant Peterson, who at one point was really close, but now Madden on the attack of LaFrance. Madden up into the P3 position, but let's see what Kaiser's going to do. Is Kaiser going to look down the inside? He's definitely going to look down the inside, but I don't think he has the momentum to get by LaFrance right now, but he does get a pretty good exit now, and let's see. We're going to see the number 9 push Kaiser through. I don't think he does, but they're going to be side by side, and now Madden now up into the 3rd place position. I think right now this is just a battle for 3rd. I don't think they're going to catch the leaders. So right now, this battle for 3rd is looking like the battle for the win.
And no chance, as these guys have only got themselves 1 lap to go. As Cole Freilich cruises into turn numbers 1 and 2. James Silver's in the way. Here comes Grant Peterson trying to get the charge going as a result. The car chasing 15 looking for his 2nd win. And in the 10th rendition of the 42 Designs 200, it will be Cole Freilich taking the walk-off. He wins this afternoon from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And there's your race for 3rd at the line.
That's what Madden ending up getting it done in the end. Conor LaFrance. What a shame for those guys, for him and the lap car, as well as LaFrance giving him a little bit of a bump of hopefully just congratulations. But yeah, it's a shame for LaFrance. Yeah, I think he had that one kind of set in stone into the lap traffic. So as we see Freilich now just getting a bunch of love from all the competitors. Very well, like I said, well respected among the drivers. All of these drivers have a very high respect for each other. So it's cool to see the congratulations after a race win for Freilich.
Freilich takes win number 13. Make that win number 14 now of his OMSRL career. Getting ever closer to the number 2 spot. He is now only 10 wins away from setting a new record from winningest driver in the OMSRL Cup Series, currently held by Spencer Madden with 23. What a journey that we were on here this afternoon. To take a look at your post-race results, and we'll try to get you the unofficial top 10 of the points here for too much longer. Freilich comes on number 1, Grant Peterson in 2nd, Madden back in 3rd, Bear Morton in 4th, Sean Kaiser in 5th, Connor James LaFrance in 6th, Rob Peterson in 7th, Michael Robinson, Jeremiah Hobbs, and Justin Ray round out the top 10.
And looking at your top 20, at Matt Grenier in the 11th place, the 33 of Gage Teft, Tyler Holbert, and then Albert Williams, and then Austin McCauley in the 15th position. And 16 through 20, we have the 19 of Maxwell Kroll, the 17 of, and the 64 and 17th of Brandon Thayer, and 18th we have the 16 of Ryan Dingle, the man who commanded majority of the race, just had a little bit of unlucky at the end. And 19th, 20, we had the 50 of Justin Wilson, and the 48 of Colton Hopfner.
Back through the field, it is going to be Terrell Wheeler 2 laps down, as Baldiston will end up 5 down in the pit road. He did not make it to the checkered flag. Drivers that did make it back include Trevor McLaughlin, Tyler Godot, Purcell, Silvers, and Noyes, with Austin Gassion, Andrew Meebach, Holden McGill, and then Brett Rucker and Cody Anderson did not make it to the checkered flag. Quite the journey that we were on here this afternoon. That was not at all the way we were anticipating this race is going to go down, but hey, sometimes that is how the cookie crumbles. We'll get the chance to get a chit-chat in here with the drivers that finished this race, numbers 1, 2, and 3 here this afternoon, as it is Cole Freilich taking win number 14 of his OMSRL career. And Cole, you come out of this one, and this one in particular is always a big win when you are able to take the walk-off in one of the marquee races. 10th rendition of this race, only 2 drivers have managed to go for the two-peat. Those drivers being Hunter Thrower and now yourself. How does it feel to be one of 2 drivers with repeat wins at Charlotte?
Well, I think I owe Terrell Wheeler a lottery ticket or something. I mean, that was an absolute gift that was given to me, because I was rather very loudly complaining that I'm not a fan of the aero washing on this car or the aerodynamics. So sorry to everybody in VC. Y'all will get that out of me until we go back to the O'Reilly Series car. But yeah, I mean, I thought Terrell was gonna go high, and then I saw him go low in front of Connor. I'm like, is this actually? The main thing I was hoping for is that Terrell did not get spun in front of me. That was what I was hoping for. But I mean, yeah, I've never had a race just fall into my lap like that one.
Kind of talk us through Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. Usually it's a track we see a lot of drivers getting loose at. Today, cars seem to be abnormally tight, and it was a handful for a lot of drivers, especially as the tires wore down. Oh yeah, the car was terrible. I mean, I was begging for a loose race car, but no, it was so tight, dude. It sucked. I mean, no fault of our own here. It's just how iRacing setups are built these days. I don't know why we build them ungodly tight. I think we should build them loose so people actually learn some racecraft. But yeah, I mean, it's just lay of the land with the next gen car. Well, overall, it's been a good run for you here this afternoon, and with this, you should be locked into the chase as well from the points. What is the game plan going to be for you then over the next 10 weeks, as you have just barely managed to squeak your way in? Did I actually? Yeah, you were 10th place in the points on this one, 468. Oh. I mean, I knew I was like really far back going in. I was like 30 back. But I don't know. I have to wait for the official standings because I'm a little bit confused. But yeah, if we made it, we made it. If we didn't, oh well. Well, right now we are showing you scored as 3 points ahead of James Silvers, who would be the first driver out. So if this is indeed enough to make it in, then we'll hopefully see you fight it out for a championship here as well. Congratulations on taking the win, and we'll see you next time out. Yeah, glad to go back to back. I wish you boys could have been here last week. I mean, I was partying it up when I won that one, but yeah. Glad to see you got your computer issues fixed, and appreciate you boys for broadcasting. Cole Fraley comes home number 1 this afternoon. Jonathan, you've caught up with Spencer Madden, the driver that was already locked in coming into tonight.
Spencer, congratulations on a 3rd place position. You had kind of a crazy race, I would say. I mean, you were kind of like the front, then the middle, then the back, and then back into finishing in 3rd place position. Kind of walk us through that pretty intense race.
Yeah, it was one of those races. Just happy I didn't get wrecked at the end for once.
Well, I mean, what was like kind of the thought when you're like, oh shoot, like I'm in 3rd now, like because we had that restart, you know, we had the incident. I think it was Dingler got spun on the restart. So like kind of walk us through what you were thinking when you're like, oh shoot, you know, now I'm in a podium fight here.
I mean, it's so hard to pass here. You just have to hope that the leaders get into a mess. And I don't know.
Well, congratulations once again. You did a really good job. You in another good points haul, even though you are solidified in for the top 10 shootout for the championship. Is there anyone you would like to thank for a good race today?
I don't know about being top 10. I'm top 20 in points. That's
Oh. That's my fault. But is there anyone you would like to thank for? Is there anyone you would like to thank today for a podium finish?
I'd like to thank my PC for not crashing out on me again.
Well, good job today, Spencer, and good luck for the rest of the season as well.
And with that, we're going to move things on down to one Grant Peterson bringing it home, number 2 this afternoon. Grant, you're able to come out of this one with a second-place finish. Gave it everything, but it just was not enough to run down Colt Fred again at the end of the day. Talk us through it.
Hey, I'm just happy we finished. I tried everything there on that last run. I knew I was really quick on the bottom. I was able to roll the center really well, and anytime I'd get close enough to him to do anything, he'd take that line away. And props to him. He was doing what was right. I couldn't run top. I couldn't get that figured out. But, I mean, did everything but try to finish this race. We were backwards twice. Almost sped on pit road a couple times, but able to fight back to second. It's pretty good.
Overall, this race is going to help put you into the chase for that cup. The next 5 weeks, you will be 8th place entering this one, at least unofficially as it stands. What is going to be the game plan for this High Rock number 52 over the next month or so?
Well, hopefully we got all of our bad luck out in the regular season. I think we wrecked maybe half those races. So Homestead, Watkins Glen, North Wilkesboro, Nashville, Auto Club, those are really solid tracks for me. So we just got to go out and execute like we have been. Just stay out of the mess, and I think we'll be up there in contention for it.
First race of the chase, it's Homestead Miami Speedway. It's usually a track that ends the crank off. This time, it starts it off. What's going to be your plan as we swim back down to the Sunshine State?
Run it high, wide, and handsome, right up against that fence. The closer you get, the faster you are. So it'll be interesting seeing how close people are willing to push it, and also if anybody's able to get the bottom to work really well. I might try to run a couple there and see what we're able to come up with, but I think it'll be a good race. I think everyone's going to be in for a good show.
All right, well, we'll wish you the best of luck then a week from today. Congratulations on taking it home, number 2, and we'll see you next time out.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So ends the regular series season here, Jonathan, as we get set to roll into the 5-race chase for the Cup. It is going to be an intense journey from start to finish, and it starts off at Homestead, followed by the Glen, North Wilkesboro, Nashville Super Speedway, and we end at Auto Club in Fontana, California. What do you think is going to be in store for us on this first week of the chase?
I think the first week of the chase, if it is anything like we saw tonight, no one is safe, but it's going to be a lot of fun racing. So I'm very excited to see, especially like with the wide variety of tracks that we have coming up as well. With, we have, like you said, we have Homestead, we even have a road course in there. So I think right now it's anyone's game, to be honest. It's a fresh set of points, and I think anyone has a really good chance at winning this championship.
A lot coming up here on Green Flag TV. When we are back next, it is for the PSR Outline Motorsports Truck Series at Rockingham. The Castle Glass Company Series will be out at Dover Motor Speedway on Thursday, alongside the Speed Cup Series over at the Pocono Raceway. That will be 2 nights from tonight. SRA IL Truck Series action takes to the Talladega Super Speedway, whereas the CIL Cup Series will be out at the Elker Park Speedway this next Monday. And then on Tuesday, not only does the first race of the chase kick off for OMSRL, but you also have the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series at Dover, and the Porsche Cup Great Britain Championship comes to a close at Brands Hatch. If you want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you, check us out today at www.greenflag.tv. Once again, my little Rempel alongside Jonathan Ocasio. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you next week when we begin the chase for the championship.